Welcome back to episode 341 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast.
Put a couple of dumb Minnesotans behind a mic, sprinkle in a crazy Canadian, and it's a Gong Show Super Show.
Hello, future world. We are at the expo right now, but we're not, really. We are, but we're not. We are and we're not.
The good listener doesn't care. They don't care that we might not be somewhere and keep talking that we might be. Like they're not interested. I don't think.
Why is he so angry?
I'm not angry.
I am for sure not just farting on your pillow. I am farting in your open mouth when you're sleeping at the expo.
I'll make your fantasies come true, Josh. Just one time, yeah.
Oh boy, well, welcome to the show. I hope you're still. I don't know why you would be, but still listening. We have a special edition of the Gong Show today. It gets a little wonky over the next few episodes, but we're glad you're here. So, a couple things really quick before we get started on today's show. Tomorrow's Rip Party. Are you sweating yet, Louis?
No.
What's the temperature like? You feeling good? You feeling confident?
Oh, he's loose. He's loose.
What? Dude, it's gonna be.
We're gonna crush it.
We got this. This is gonna be awesome. I'm so excited because I'm not gonna be freaking out like I did last year.
Well, we had never done anything remotely close to this last year, and now we're experienced.
Semi-professional.
Yeah, you're an experienced lover.
Yeah.
Well, everyone join us 8:00 Eastern, Gong Show YouTube. We're going to be giving away tons and tons of hobby boxes. I hope we hit monster cards. My biggest, we didn't hit we hit good cards last year, but I want to hit a monster. I want to go bonkers and give it to somebody because it is true, right? To give is better than to receive. I mean, all cheekiness aside. So very, very excited to that. Again, 8:30 Eastern, Gong Show YouTube. Be there. And we'll be, can't wait to see you in the chat. Oh, one really quick thing on it. We are going to publish this many times, and Phil and I will be talking about it all night long. If you win a box, we have a deadline. You have to email winner@hockeycardsgongshow.com by, what time did we say? By 10 Eastern on Sunday night.
11:59 p.m.
Oh, 11:59. Sorry, Eastern, Sunday night, 11:59 Eastern, to claim your box, because we have to know by Monday where these boxes are going. If somebody wins and they do not claim their box by 11:59 Eastern on Sunday by emailing...
I'm opening it!
No. Well, it ought to be opened. Winner@hockeycardsgongshow.com. The cards are going to be put into Slab Sharks by Mint Inc., sold, and then all the money will go to the Mackenzie Health Foundation. So nobody's profiting off any cards that don't get claimed, but we need to know where they are. And when you email us, you have to give us your hashtag that you won, your full name, your complete address, so that we know where to send you your cards. So thank you. And there'll be a lot of reminders on Friday night. Phil, did you already forget that?
I'm running the event with the coordinator, so I don't have to worry because I'm surrounded by good people that are smarter than me. So no, I don't remember.
Thank you. And then just want to say again, a special thank you to our sponsors, people that have donated boxes, and you can still, if you're at the expo this week, and by, I would say, Friday morning at the latest, or very early afternoon, Friday morning, you can donate it, go to Mint Inc. and buy a box, and we'll make sure we get it to Rip Party if you want to donate. And then we have tons of corporate sponsors that have stepped up to make this event possible. Upper Deck, Slab Sharks, Spark Art Expo, friend Anthony, Felix Poppin Collector, Mojo Fest, Pizzaville, Mint Inc., of course, and then Rotating Display. Gong Show Reloaded. So if you're at the show, come see us at AMG Collectibles booth. Pick up your Expo exclusive edition of Gong Show Reloaded. There's only 100 hand number boxes. You got to get them before they're gone. Cannot wait to see people open their boxes. The cards are really, really strong. So thank you again to AMG for posting them at your booth and for picking and for sourcing amazing cards for Reloaded. Phil, you don't love to watch people open. It makes you nervous, but I like to.
I'll be make sure you, even if you don't want to buy a box of Gong Show Reloaded, make sure you come say hi to the boys Come say hi to AMG. They have a great staff. And Ken Reid will be there selling his book. So come do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to do just a big kind of catch-all sponsor mention of our show because we just have a couple interviews today since that we are gone and I know, Phil, nobody cares, but we're at the expo. So just want to give a shout out for their support and we don't do it enough, to just do a overall thanks to Slab Sharks, Mint Inc., GP Sports Cards, and PCI, Private Collection Insurance. These are amazing companies that we believe in, and we put the weight of our endorsement behind. And most importantly, they're made of great people that we all become friends with, and it's very rewarding to work and help your friends grow their business. So if you're at the expo, please show them some love and let them know that you heard about them through our show. That would be great. And we could not make this show without these people. We could not throw a rip party or do anything else we do without these companies. And so we're eternally grateful for their support.
Yes.
And then lastly, before we get started today, a reminder that our show, this show, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, is a Patreon podcast. What that means is we rely on the support of the listener and watcher like yourself to help us cover show expenses, produce more and what we hope to be better hockey card content, and then fund initiatives like Rip Party to grow the hockey hobby. You could be or support the show for as little as $5 a month. Be one of the first 999 supporters of our show. You forever get that title as Future Watch Gonger in our Discord. You get exclusive access to our Discord where you can chat with people every day, make friends, show off your cards, see behind the bench. Kneels. Oh, God, that was weird. I hit puberty.
Yeah.
It happened.
14,
Oh, you
15.
might be able,
Maybe I can grow a mustache and be one of Phil's friends now.
before the expo's over, you might have a mustache.
I'm a real boy. Neil. You can Neil show and do all the other fun stuff we do there. If you want to support a show, it's very easy to do. You just can go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or you can go to Patreon directly, patreon.com, search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. There's a link in the show description, both Instagram, TikTok profiles, and anywhere, everywhere. We put it everywhere.
We do.
Louis, what's the game plan?
Well, the game plan is we're going to do this a little differently because we are just flying by the seat of our pants. The game plan is, well, we're going to, they're backwards, but Phil gets his PC insured at PCI. Can't wait to see that one.
Great photo, Louis.
It is
Fantastic.
awesome, isn't it? Thanks for giving me that picture, Phil. That's what I needed.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, we're best buds.
And then, lastly but not leastly, Josh and Phil got a chance to sit down and talk to Ken Reid about the next one, his new book, and the hobby itself, and this year's hockey season.
Ken's the coolest. Make sure you listen to that one. That's good. So is Enzo. Two really cool guys here.
Really cool guys. So a week or so ago, Phil went to see Enzo Ferrari in Toronto to get a quote for covering his PC's collection. Now, I've been waiting on bated breath for two reasons for this. First, I'm curious to see what the process is like, and I wanted to, get a little insider information there about what it's like to get your collection covered. And then any insight into the deep, dark mystery, the black hole that is Phil's collection, sign me up for that. I'm all about learning more about that. And so I couldn't wait to see this, but why don't you set up the interview with Enzo, Phil?
I went to an insurance office and we spoke about my assets and their offered protection. And it was a lot more simple than I thought. I did not sign on the dotted line. I had some reservations. I wouldn't say reservations. I have more homework to do. I had more tallying of my assets to do. But have a listen. And it's I apologize if you wanted more meat on the bone. I just didn't know what to do.
Yeah, well, let's pick that up after the interview.
Okay.
So with that, enjoy Phil's conversation with Enzo Ferrari about his collection.
So I'm here for insurance. Okay. What?
So what do we do?
Well, usually there's an application to be filled out.
Should I fill it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually the application's online. You go online, you fill it out. Basic information, your address, your name, what you collect. And within a day, we usually get back to you with the premium. I mean, today we could probably do it by underwriting right here. So I could probably kind of give you a number and figure out.
Approximate. I'd like to think, no matter what is discussed today, I would like to think about it.
Yeah. Don't make an impulse decision, right? You got to wait 24 hours before you give me the go ahead. So you can, if you want to fill the app really quick, just do the basics.
What summary of collection?
So just sports cards, right?
Okay.
So you don't collect anything else, correct? Just
Well, I collect some silver. But I'm here for sports cards today.
Sports.
Maybe we revisit that in the future.
Perfect.
I don't know what they would be worth.
Well, that's important. We kind of need to know a ballpark.
I have no idea. And so
Like zero.
I've never thought of it in
And
my entire
that's the
life.
problem with collectors, right?
Yeah. 50 grand?
Yeah.
Okay. But what if it's worth like 300K? We'll find out or.
Well, you'll have to let me know. Like,
Okay. What about cards?
okay.
Oh, I'm not supposed to bring the cards?
Yeah, you can look at it. I can't really appraise them, but you kind of can't know what your collection's.
I have no. Okay, well, I have homework to do now. I do not have insurance currently. Have you had any losses in the past 5 years? Just integrity.
Just some basic details about alarms,
Type of property, single owned construction, Tamarack.
brick, approximate year when it was built, if you know. That's it.
That's it. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. So,
And that form is online.
this form is online. Yeah, you can do it online. Then, you hit submit. It comes to us.
Okay.
And like I said, we review it. There might be some questions depending on the values. If you have like $2 million collection, you might have some very expensive cards in there.
Okay.
We might want to know your top 10 in terms of value. Yeah, for 50K, not a problem. But usually if it's like $1 million, $2 million collection, and let's say you have one card that's like a LeBron rookie that's worth $1 million, we're going to want to know about that card.
I think a lot of people will have collections that have thousands and thousands of cards, but they have 2 cards that are worth the entire collection. You must see some of that.
That's all we really need to know. We'll still insure all the bulk cards, I guess we'll call it.
Okay.
But the higher valued ones, usually, like I said, depending on the size of the card, the collection and the value of each card, normally like either top 5 or top 10 cards, we want to know what they are. With 50K, if there's nothing like worth 10K, 20K and over, we don't need to know about it.
Interesting.
So if it's smaller cards like 1,000, 500, things of that nature, we don't need to know. We just bulk it, give you a 50K limit. So if we insure it, we're going to get this quote now done up. I'll bring it over to underwriting. You can do this like within 15, 20 minutes.
I put 50K to get the ball moving. I know it's more than that, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to overshoot though, right? Like how do you ask for pictures normally, or it can't be this easy?
It's that easy. We don't ask for pictures. What we ask is that you have to take, obviously, if something were to happen to your collection, you obviously need to have some kind of proof that you had this collection. Whether it's receipts, pictures, videos, collection, that you actually own these products, right? So it's very seamless. I know people are going to sit there and think this is too easy and it's a scam and they're not going to pay a claim. We actually want to pay a claim. We actually want to show. We had a claim where, submitter, he submits cards to PSA. They got lost in it. It was a $20,000 claim. He sent his cards out to PSA. They went missing in the mail. We paid that claim. We want to, that's what we want to promote that, because we want your viewers, your listeners to understand we're not in the business to not pay a claim.
That'd be bad business.
I only need one bad scenario and exactly, right? So we really try hard. Number one, to insure you properly. As a collector myself, I've said this many times on the show, I've designed all the programs so that a collector is insured properly. ABC Insurance Company that insures houses and cars and everything. I mean, we do that with my other companies, about private collection insurance. All we do is collectibles.
So when you give me my quote, is there like, if you take quote 1, it covers you for travel. Is there a possibility it's all the
The
same?
only option you really have is obviously the limit. So what you have to insure your entire collection. You can't just say, well,
In my home only? Like I traveled with cards today. I kind of shit my pants on the highways. Right?
covered. Yeah. No, as long you can't really leave your cards like unattended in a vehicle and take off and they go missing. But if you're traveling, like you're in a hotel room and there's a theft or whatever happens, it's 100% covered. The shows you go to when they're on display, covered. It is, like I said, it's a great product. Obviously there's exclusions on certain policies and you have to read the words if you really want to. But again, I hate using it because I don't want somebody to come back to me and say, hey, you said everything is covered. Everything is not covered. There's obviously, if a war breaks out,
There's bigger problems.
like there's certain things that, it's just a standard of insurance.
Fire is
Fire, theft, water damage,
okay.
vandalism. I guess that really doesn't happen a lot.
Here's a weird one. What if I dropped my Pelican case and something got damaged in there?
It would be covered. Yeah. Transit. So you're shipping stuff. There's a transit. And certain people need certain limits. Like we don't give you your entire collection. We don't want you to ship $1 million worth of cards of thinking, oh, I'm going to have insurance on it. We should know about it. Again, the submitters, the people that actually submit cards on a constant basis, like when you bring your cards to, we have some clients that's all they do. We have certain limits like 50, 100,000. So if they're shipping 100,000, we cover it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is. Well, I mean, let's see what the rates are, right? I mean, let's.
Yeah, I'll do this quickly. It'll run over there.
You got it.
And I'll be right.
I'll sit tight.
Well, while we wait, I'd love to see some of your cards.
Yeah, let's do it. I just brought the cards. If I ever lost these, I'd be the most sad. Okay, so for insurance purposes, these are not like worth much, but they mean a lot to me. So these are about $100 each.
Yeah.
So that's, do I just add that to the pile?
100%. Yeah.
So not the specific card though.
No, it's blanket. So basically, like if you tell me this binder's $3,000, for
Okay.
example, 3,000 gets added to your list. So I don't need to know the inventory of cards because again, anything under $10,000 in value, I don't really need to know about. It's a blanket.
I have a card in there that I was offered 10,000. Do you need to know that card? Which would be in this binder.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So I have a Wayne Gretzky card that I bought for a lot less than I was offered. It's this card here. So that's a Gretzky Future Watch, all-time Gretzky Future Watch auto. And I got offered $10,000 for that card. I only bought it for 4 though. So should I not tell you that?
No, it's not a question of what you should tell me, what you shouldn't tell me. You should.
Oh, okay.
If you called me up and said, Hanzo, that card went missing. Now it's gone. It got stolen. I only insured it for 4, but it's worth 10. Well, guess what the insurance company's going to pay you?
4.
Yeah.
So don't say that.
Well, you should insure it for its value. You should tell me it's
It's
insured
current value.
10,000.
So I need to look at this very differently.
Yeah. So your current value, because what happens is, again, insurance companies aren't going to pay you. They're going to pay what you told them the card is worth. Like if we do appraisals on some cards, on some collections, we have to do it like a full appraisal because they're just the values are way too high, right? You can't just say we don't know.
I'm having a hard time not itemizing these with the policy. That to me makes it feel not as real.
So you have a bit of apprehension, which is a lot of what people have. We have to take that away from you. There's nothing I can say that's gonna make you feel better because you have to be able to trust obviously the company.
No, it's not a trust thing. I find it peculiar how you don't need to know any card that's not worth under $10,000 specifically. Yeah. That I'm struggling with. It's like, then how are you comfortable saying, yeah, we'll give you lots of money if whatever you told us goes?
If you have a spreadsheet, at least of your most valuable,
just keep records.
Keep any receipts that you might have. If you buy it on eBay, it's pretty simple because eBay, you can go on eBay and see everything you've bought or purchase. If you bought something at an auction, you'll probably get an email. Keep that email that's saying, hey, you won the auction, Slab Sharks,
okay,
whoever it is, that does these things. Pictures, videos. Again, you don't have to go through every box and fill out and tape or record every picture, but if you have 20 boxes in your house, you can kind of like just take a picture of it or a video.
Well, I'm in a unique situation. Like, let's say my house got robbed and all my cards were stolen. The friends are threaded in the hobby pretty good. People would know. And you'd be like, well, I know what I'm doing Monday morning. Phil's coming to Toronto to pick up his claim, What about a casual collector? Someone who's listening to this, they're like, well, you know what? I have cards that are worth about 15, 20 grand, but I don't collect that often. Should they still call you?
Yes. 100%.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Because their house insurance probably isn't gonna.
No, house policies, again, they have certain limits. Usually it's between 5 and 10,000 for collectibles. So you might have some coins, you might have some cards, you might have some comic books, and it'll quickly add up to like way over $5,000 or $10,000.
I know Josh has an extensive My Little Pony collection. I don't know if he's talked to you about that. You might want a private meeting, but there's he's got some ponies that are worth a big bucks, so you might bring.
We actually can insure. So Josh, we can insure My Little Pony collection stuff. So
Louie's more of a Beanie Baby.
The Beanie Baby.
Yeah, I'm Silver Coins. To each their own. I don't want to judge.
Oh, here's your Pokemon.
Oh wow. Okay, survey says $1 million.
For 50,000, go check your deductible is $500. So limit of liability insured value 50,000. You got a $500 deductible, which is right here.
Okay.
And the total premium is $250 Canadian for the year. Annual policy.
For the whole year.
For the whole year.
I'd like to sleep on it. I was going to make an impulsive decision. I could just pay you right. Could I pay you right now? That's crazy. I'm going to ask some questions.
Yes.
If my collection's worth $100K, is it going to be worth? Is it $500 a year?
More or less, yeah.
Okay.
I'd redo it again. Like I'd have to redo the quote because it might be actually a little bit cheaper because in some cases, the higher the value, the lower the rate. Now at this rate, it's not really a big deal. But if you go from like a $100,000 collection to $1 million collection, the rate per thousand goes down.
Okay.
The higher the
more you buy, the more you get.
Pretty much, right? So this is pretty much our minimum premium.
So Enzo, just to clarify, for for $250 a year that I could pay monthly payments on or a one lump sum, I am covered in $50,000.
And that's anything happens to it. Because I think people don't understand how affordable it is. And again, by what I was saying before about your collection, it's not going to bring it back. Like if you're collecting,
my heart will be broken.
Yeah.
Right.
But me giving you a check for $50K or $100K will make you feel a lot better. Because now, guess what you're going to do with that money? You're just going to go back and have fun again and hopefully rebuild your collection.
Yeah, I can wipe my tears with a few brown
Right?
books.
So some of the cards, like I said, I'm a collector too. I understand. Like some of the cards you will never get, you'll never see the
Some one-on-ones, man. I mean,
they're never coming back. Okay, but that's not what we're here for. We're here that, God forbid, these cards now go missing or you have a big fire at your house. And again, I want to put that out there.
Hey, reality is reality. You got to, we're all going to die, man.
Yeah.
Like, no one wants to talk about death, but we're going to die. You got to talk about it. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Fires happen. There's idiots that break in your house.
Yeah. The other, like I said, when you go to, we've talked about it on your show. When you go to these shows and you see guys walking around with $50, $100, $200, $500,000 cards in their hands. And me and Josh were talking about this. If it was cash, you wouldn't do it.
When did it hit you to, you're like, wait a minute, I'm in insurance. I collect cards.
Again, it was during COVID. I started my collecting passion again because we were all bored sitting at home. And I remember having them all on the table. And I'm like, I've amassed quite a bit of a big collection. I'm sitting there going, well, none of this is insured. Like if something were to happen, and I live like north of the city. So if there was ever a fire, like my house is going, it's gone.
Yeah.
By the time the fire department comes, there's no fire hydrants.
Yeah.
Go
back. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
And, I did my research in Canada in terms of like, how do I insure this? And insurance companies and standard insurance companies, they don't even know what they're talking about. They may say they're doing it, but they don't know what they're doing.
Following a script on this, right?
And it's going to be super expensive. And by the time you go through the whole process of explaining to them, what do you mean a Gretzky card's worth $3 million? Like, you're going to get so much pushback.
Listen to me, Boris. It's a PSA 10. I don't know what that means. Yeah. But you would.
100%. I don't even.
Do you have other people that do, or are you the guy? Are you spearheading this? Is this your baby?
I'm kind of the figurehead, but we do have other people. Like, we have different divisions. So, like, I'm the card guy because I'm a collector. Right?
Okay.
I collect other things like watches and some other things. But, we have another person that is after like jewelry collections and watch collections. And he actually does jewelry stores as well. So I have a jewelry store, PCI can do it. So we have kind of different people doing different.
But I think people watching would be like, well, Enzo seems like big teddy bear. I'd rather just deal with him.
You can. Yeah, I can do all of it.
Right to the top.
Right to the top. I mean, we have a great gun store program. Like most people don't understand, like even the gun stores and gun collectors, there's huge, it's huge money in if you collect like old guns or, I'm not a gun person, but I can understand.
Yeah, me neither.
But I understand the value behind it.
What's this a thing? Somebody like,
we also deal with brokers across Canada. We're like open to so if you love your insurance broker or your agent.
I don't even really know what a broker is.
They could work still with PCI because we act like an insurance company, right? So like the guy you're dealing with or the agent that you're dealing with or the broker, you could still deal with that person and they can deal with me.
They find you the best rate for insurance. That's what a broker is, right? Okay.
Yeah. So they can go through their broker and they can contact me and just deal with that person.
Phenomenal.
So we work with them as well. But
okay, so is this a copy for me?
No, I can send you a proper proposal.
Okay, so that's for you.
This is kind of our in-house. So I'm showing you kind of behind.
Oh, can I show it out on the
SL? I don't think there's anything. Like I said, like in transit, like 50,000. So wherever you are, you're covered.
Okay.
You're going to go back in your car and drive to Ottawa. Again, God forbid something happens to you along the way.
Or his last words. Where's my Gretzky?
Yeah. Are my Gretzky's okay? Okay, now take me to the hospital. Too much. So it's, again, I'm hoping more people that watch this understand the process. You saw it took how long?
It's demystify. 5
minutes.
Demystify.
Yeah. A really good exercise for you to do too. Like, use insurance as the excuse to do this, but really go through your maybe top 10 or 20.
I know. It
doesn't take long. You pick that out like very quickly.
Yeah.
Spend an hour, 2 hours a Sunday afternoon while you're
watching. A day with myself.
I mean, I've done it. Like I've sat at home and like gone through my.
Oh, that's all I do is just in front of the TV, watch hockey and play with my cards, but I'm not organizing my cards. I'm making bigger messes.
Yeah. And we have a spreadsheet. I could send you like an Excel spreadsheet, but I mean, if you're not good.
I have a Neil. My friend Neil is an Excel spreadsheet wizard.
There you go. Yeah, like he just fill, and that's what we kind of give we give everybody, our clients, like just a list list,
Yeah.
and they just fill it in and usually send it to us. Again, top 10, top 20. Every collection is different, right? Every piece is
Well,
different.
it's a reflection of self, I find. It's like my music playlist. It's a reflection of who you are. You get the music.
Yeah.
But that list is a reflection of you and your headspace. Okay, so let's say I wanted to go through with this now. What's the next step? Do I sign on the line, give you my banking information? That's it?
You signed the application already, so we don't really need anything. No,
Okay.
all we need is banking information, which is usually a void check.
If someone doesn't want to drive to Toronto and meet you, do they FaceTime you? Do they just fill out the application online? Is it all via email? Will you facilitate whatever makes them the most comfortable?
Yes. So any of the above, I will be at the Sports Card Expo. So if people want to come in and ask questions or talk to me or meet with me, I will be there. But otherwise, Instagram, our website, email. I mean, there's a million ways to reach out to you guys. You guys have all my contacts.
We're Ferrari Associate Ambassador. Where's my t-shirt? No.
I got some stuff for you.
Oh, do you? That's what I got. I love merch.
I got one of these for you if you want.
I love merch. I feel it's pretty important. If that bad day comes, do you provide a collection of similar taste and flavor to subside me until I buy my cards, like a loaner?
Cards?
Yeah, like if someone steals my Wayne Gretzky card, can I have that Wayne Gretzky so I can feel better? No? Well, you might want to look. That might be a service you could.
Yeah, right. Look the whole.
If this binder gets stolen, you have binders for loaners.
I could run that program for you. But we could talk about that in the future. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
hopefully nothing happens, right? But at the end of the day, shit happens. Sorry for the language, but and that's really
It does. It's reality.
It is reality. So.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Enzo.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. All right. Much.
Well, thank you again to Enzo for taking the time to meet with Phil. And I thought that was very insightful. And the biggest thing that stood out to me, Phil, is I would call it like borderline, I don't know if surprise or shock or where in between of how like straightforward. And I think you were expecting something like very intense.
Yeah.
And Enzo's just like, just tell me what it's worth and we'll give you the coverage. And you just couldn't wrap your head around that. You were like, well, wait a minute. Why don't you need, you're trying to like get blood samples and urine samples.
I was waiting for the nurse to come in and tie off the arm and see how my health is. And yeah, I still in this moment, I'm struggling less so than the moment you just heard how simple it is. But I am understanding. I am grasping it a bit better. It's just, I mean, you're paying for a policy, a blanket policy. When he said that made much more sense. So they want to know the big boys, but there's an element of trust I have to give them, and there's an element of trust they have to give me. So if I don't have any previous claims, or if I'm not on paper as being a problem in the past, then why would they assume so? My head just goes to,
Well, and I think that you do
something easily.
Yeah, I picked up on that, Phil. But I think, and Enzo mentioned this too, that they'll give you the policy, but if something happened, you have to be able to prove that you own the card. And so I think it is on you to document the big things that now, if it's a $30 card, I don't think they're going to ask for all this documentation.
Adds up,
but
it adds up.
Sure.
So,
but if it's, so even like a spreadsheet or something like that, I think you would have to have that to be able to substantiate whatever claim that you make.
Well, that meeting levels up my responsibility to myself and my cards. That I showed a lot of vulnerability in that video, and I left it in because I'm a bit of a dope when it comes to my collection. And I even left in Enzo kind of chuckling at me, but he also made me aware that it's very common that a lot of us are like, well, crap, yeah, I don't know what my collection's worth. So when I get back from the expo, there'll be some heavy auditing and inventory taking. And I'll just have to drive back out there, and we'll have a part 2 where I actually do sign on the line. I'd like to show the good listener giving my banking information. I'd like to give the full process and closure, because you said so yourself. We do like to work hand in hand with our sponsors. It's not just lip service. I want my cards insured. I do. I'm less and less at home. My cards are in 2 different locations, at my shop and at my house. You know, these things, I want them remedied in safety. So there's going to be a part 2 to that for sure.
The other thing that stood out to me about the little bit of insight we got into your collection is you estimate on the low end it's worth $50,000, and that's not, so if something horrible happened to it, that's not replaceable at this. I mean, financially, let alone how many years you've hand selected all these cards. That would be tough, but it would take you. It's not like you would go right at, because some of those cards would probably cost you 100,000 total to replace today.
Yeah, if I take, oh, dude, I just picked a number out of the air. It could be 500K. It could be 800K. I have no idea. I lost my thought. Oh no, here it is. Let's say my cards are worth $800,000. Let's just say right now, right this second. You might not believe me. You probably won't. Josh and Louis will, though. I would not take that check to trade all my cards for that. I'm fine. I know how to stay relatively at the bottom. I know how to be poor. I don't want to hunt for those cards again. I love my cards, and I don't need 800 grand. If you could make my son's life drastically better, sure, but I can't. Not with that money. What? Take him on a vacation or something? Okay, cool. That's fun, but he can go to any university he wants. He can do anything he wants. He has all the opportunity for anything. I don't need that money. I want my cards. So I really believe that insurance is the meaning of the word. Just insurance for the worst day ever, right?
Well, good on you too for acknowledging that you're not comfortable at this point in the process, that you need to understand your collection better, and then to taking your time and to going back and doing it right. And I think that'll now I'm really looking forward to your next visit where you've done the homework on your side, and
it'll be soon. I won't. It'll be soon, because once we're done the expo, we'll be done Rip Party. We'll be done our other little mysterious thing. I'll have the time to go. We'll be getting into winter. I won't be working, so I could go on a Tuesday. I mean, it doesn't matter. I can just go one day, come back the next. I don't have a job. I have no job, so I can leave easily. So
I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to watch it. I just got it.
That's okay. You just talk to Enzo anyways. Yeah.
All right. We had the honor a week or so ago of chatting with Ken Reid about his new book, The Next One. And while we had him too, we also wanted to get his take on the current state of the hobby and what he feels about the start of the 25-26 NHL season. So with that, and this is a really good one, we hope you enjoyed this conversation with Ken Reid. Hi, Ken. We're happy to welcome Ken Reid back to the Gong Show. How are you?
I'm awesome, boys. How we doing?
Good.
Doing well. It's a very Gong Show introduction there for us.
Whatever
a week or so ago now, a big news from you. You had a new book come out titled The Next One. I see some copies behind you. I have so many questions about this, but let's start with the topic and what made you want to write this book.
Sure. And if you guys are wondering, I always sit in front of my own books, and I always have them in my own hands.
I would.
Yeah, this is The Next One, Hockey Scouts, Remote Rinks, and Hidden Talent from Simon & Schuster Publishing. Just came out a week ago. You can get it on Amazon.ca.com or wherever fine books are sold, or at the Hockey Card Expo. We'll get into that. But this is the idea of a guy named Kevin Hansen, who was the big guy at Simon & Schuster when I met with him. He's since departed. He's into the agency business now. But you guys know my books. I like just telling stories. And he said, I bet you Hockey Scouts have a ton of stories. I said, I bet you're right. Do you know any? I know a few. So I started calling. And this is not a how-to. This is not Shane Malloy, buddy of mine, wrote The Art of Scouting a few years back. This is not a how-to. This is tell me some stories that you've seen over 40 years on the road, going from NHL rinks to Bantam AA rinks. What have you seen? So this is that book. This is sitting around with a beer or a coffee and just listen to old scouts tell tales. It was a lot of fun to put together. It went everywhere from a guy thinking he was drafted to the Vietnam War when he was drafted by the Washington Capitals to a guy who was the psychologist at a prison in Kingston during a breakout that inspired the song 38 Years Old by the Tragically Hip. So we're all over the place here. Yeah.
So was more time spent researching the book and interviewing scouts or writing?
So it's about the researching and writing is kind of the same. Like in writing, it all kind of flows together for me. So how I usually do it is I'll find a scout, and the way this worked is when I would talk to scouts that I knew, they'd say, "Okay, now you got to call this scout because this guy has some stories too." So for me, I'd look up the name, where does he scout, and go. I didn't, and then I just start with an open conversation, and where it leads is incredible, and then. I'd interview guys anywhere from 1 to 4 hours, and then writing it. The whole process of interviewing and writing takes about a year, and then the editing and the promotion from the publisher takes about a year. But I think if you were to break it down, there are 15 chapters, and I would say each chapter probably takes 7-8 hours. So 1,500. Like, it takes a while. It's and
work.
the edit, guys. If writing a book is fun, the editing is not fun. Like, do you approve this semicolon? It's just yes, 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 yes. So my editor was awesome. So when he gets a hold of it, he takes care of the grammar. Like, I'm notorious at work for not being able to type. I always say I can spell, I can't type. So if you guys were to see my teleprompter at night, what I read off of at Sportsnet, you'd be amazed. But yeah, I just like putting a story together and just crafting a story. And I had a ton of fun shining a light on guys who'd get no credit, right? You know that there's not a single scout in the Hall of Fame just from being a scout?
Really?
Yeah, there's people in the Hall of Fame. Scouting was part of their resume. But if you look at a guy like the great Jack Button, Craig's father, or Paul Henry, who's in this book, just an incredible scout. There's no just single scout in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Greg Oliver, fellow author, tipped me off to that.
Who's the Wayne Gretzky? Oh, sorry, Phil. Who's the Wayne Gretzky of scouts?
In this book, I would say my Wayne Gretzky of scouts is a guy named Paul Henry. I call him the Dos Equis man. He's the most interesting scout in the world. And it's not because of the players he has found. It is because of the man that he is. He's a psychologist. He was the guy that was the psychologist in a prison when 15 men broke loose in 73. One came back because of the mosquitoes. He told me, and the Hip wrote about 12 breaking loose because he said it fit the song better. So that was cool. But Paul's, he's the guy that brought the interview process in, not because he wanted to figure out, everything about the kids he was drafting, but he wanted to know, is there any way I can help you? Like, how can I make you a better player, a better human? Paul leads with empathy, is what's been said about Paul. And he's the guy that the Halifax Mooseheads have had this incredible pipeline to Europe. Paul Henry's the guy that finds a Timo Meyer, a Nico Hischier, a Nick Ehlers. He's that guy who goes to Europe and just finds these guys. And, gets Paul Kariya on the 94 Olympic team. He'll admit that wasn't tough because Paul wanted to play. But gets Todd Warner on that Olympic team. But and there's a guy like Archie Henderson, just a world-class storyteller, former tough guy in the American League. Is 6 weeks into his first year in pro. He's in this on-ice brawl in Port Huron, Michigan, that makes it into Sports Illustrated for its sheer violence and what's wrong with hockey. And he ends up becoming one of the first pro scouts ever. So, yeah, I think if there was a Gretzky of pro scouting, it might be a Jack Button or a Lauren Davis. But I got Lauren's kid in here because Lauren's a longtime scout for the Oilers. Barry Stafford, he passed away. But there's a lot of Wayne Gretzky type scouts, and the thing is, they don't get any credit ever. They just even the GM goes up, and a lot of times at the draft, you'll see the GM let the scout make the pick, which I like. But even when a team makes a good pick, right? Oh, the GM got that guy. Well, the GMs are usually good. GMs are just listening to their scouts for the most part.
The story that stood out for me, if I can say it, Rick Nickel and Nunavut.
Yeah, Rick Knickel. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. It's Knickel. I didn't know. Yeah. I've never heard of him before your book. How did that happen? How did he go so far north? And another thing about that story, I didn't know Jordan Tutu didn't start playing hockey till 11.
Yeah,
I had to read that 5 times. I was like, what? That's
so Rick Knickel played his junior in Brandon, Manitoba. He's from Greenwood, Nova Scotia.
Okay.
And after he's done, he starts scouting. He had a great run with the LA Kings in 93, by the way. It's a fantastic story. He's 31 years old when he plays his first NHL game, and he goes on this dream run. So anywho, he gets into the scouting business when he's done, and he's back home summering in Brandon, and he's helping out with the Wheat Kings, and it's at one of their Bantam camps, and he's coaching, one of the 4 inter-squad teams, and there's this kid on his team. He's like, who's that little fireball out there? Where'd you find him? And the team goes, he's from Rankin Inlet. He goes, like, way up there, North Pole? Yeah, he's from Rankin Inlet. So he's coaching Tutu, and Tutu comes back to the bench. He's like, are you allowed to fight out here? And Rick says, maybe, I guess. I don't know.
Let's try it out.
Goes out, beats the living crap out of everybody. He's hitting everybody. Rick always carries a notepad like any good scout. He just kind of makes a mark. He's scouting for Nashville, right? He kind of makes a mark. Kid's 14. Rick watches him. The draft comes around 4 years later, and Rick is loving this Jordan Tutu kid. And Rick's bread and butter, as he will tell you, is finding those guys in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. And the 3 of us could look at a young Sidney Crosby and go, oh, he's good. Yeah, no kidding. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
But the good scouts find the guys that that maybe not everybody sees. So
Daniel Alfredson, late round.
Exactly.
There
He
go.
convinces David Poyle to make a trade, to trade up, because he thinks that around 90 or so in the draft they're not going to get Tutu, because he knows there's another scout that's going to be drafting that thinks they get a line. So Poyle trades up, they draft Jordan Tutu, and voila, he becomes this rock star cult hero in Nashville, and goes on to a great career. And he first saw him when he was 14 years old in a cold drink in Brandon. Yeah.
That was I think that might be my favorite. I mean, they're all great, but that I don't know, that one stuck with me. I'm just like, where, what?
Yeah.
It's
beautiful
cool story, man.
I spent like 15 years for work traveling a lot, like every week. And what I learned through that experience is it's very lonely. And when I think of the life of a scout, there's got to be a great loneliness to it to some degree, because I imagine they're always gone.
I think there would be, but these guys combat it, at least they used to, by sharing car rides, by sitting together at the games. Like there's a fraternity amongst them. There's a great
camaraderie.
Yeah, there's a great. So the guys would all, back in the day, they'd all submit their mileage, but they wouldn't necessarily tell anybody. There's four of them splitting on the K car, right?
Yeah.
So there's a great story in the book about a group of scouts who watch a Toronto Marlies game in the afternoon in Toronto. And then they go, the Belleville Bulls are playing in a couple hours in Belleville, so let's get in a car and hop down the 401, drive to Belleville. So this scout gets in the back seat, and he gets the middle seat, and to his left is the great Glenn Hall, the Hockey Hall of Fame goaltender. And Glenn is scouting for the Calgary Flames, and my buddy in the book, Bill Heffernan, is scouting for the Winnipeg Jets. And he's kind of like, holy smokes, Glenn Hall's in the car.
Mr. Hall, how you doing?
Mr. Hall. So he says the other scouts just start peppering Glenn with questions about his career and how amazing he was. And he said Glenn didn't say much. He said Glenn was kind of more enamored by this flock of geese that he spotted out around Oshawa. So this scout, Bill Heffernan, he's a musician as well, and he writes this amazing song. He's actually going to perform it at my book launch, November 3rd, at the Bottom Line in Toronto, 5 to 7 p.m., 22 Front Street West. He's going to perform it at my book launch. It's an awesome song called Glenn and the Geese, and he wrote a song about 4 scouts on a hockey trip, and that's how the song starts. 4 scouts on a hockey, 4 hockey scouts on a hockey trip.
As Canadian as you get, I guess.
As Canadian as it gets, and it's that, Josh, is how they combated loneliness. But Bill will also tell you at the games he doesn't like to sit with the other scouts. He likes to sit alone to avoid groupthink. So he's cool being alone at the games, but on the road, And it's funny too, because these guys, they'll split rides together and they'll talk about all kinds of things, but they don't share state secrets. Like they're not going to tell what their teams are up to. So there's this code, there's this line. Yeah, 3 of us can hop in the back of a car with 2 up front. We'll talk about everything, but I'm not necessarily going to tell you who or what I'm looking at and what my GM is after.
So it's like it's friendship, but competitors as well.
It's like hanging out with a guy at a card show. You might have the same card on your want list. Now, are you necessarily going to share that if it's a pretty rare card, or are you going to keep it to yourself? So, there's some secrets you don't share, right? So I don't want everybody to know what card I'm looking for. That'll only up the price. So
Josh tries to steal the cards I want all the time.
See, don't share the want list.
Bill thinks he's getting a Crosby Liquid Gold at the Expo,
right?
But he's not.
Hockey scouts don't share their want list. I mean, it's pretty obvious. The Crosby Liquid Gold is like Sidney Crosby when he's playing in Rimouski. Everybody wants him.
I messaged him first. I get no. He's my friend first. Josh swooped in with his big head or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Keep your want list private. I mean, how else, guys? If you share your want list, guys, how else are you going to find a Quaker Oats Minnesota Dick Paradise? I mean, if I tell everybody I'm looking for Dick Paradise, I'm not going to find it. What a great name.
Did you get that out of a pack from Mr. Fraser's when you were a kid?
No, I didn't. Mr. Fraser's where I got my O-Pee-Chees, but this I got at the last Expo. Dick Paradise, St. Paul, Minnesota. What? I actually interviewed his brother Bob Paradise for one of my hockey books.
That's Josh's favorite place to go to vacation, Dick Paradise. He loves it.
No, that's also the name of your OnlyFans in Romania.
No. I made fun of you first. Mine's funnier.
It's
Sorry,
an
Ken.
actual name, Dick Paradise. Can you believe it? Awesome.
Only from Minnesota. So when you were interviewing all these scouts, how many times did they tell you an amazing story, but we're like, oh, you can't repeat that though?
Not too much.
Yeah, good point.
Pretty much everything was on the record. A lot of times, there'll be the odd off the record story, and I respect that as a journalist, writer, broadcaster. I always respect that. It's funny too, right? Like people say, "Well, what do you know? And what do you know about hockey?" And I'm like, "I've heard more off the record than you ever heard on." So,
who are you? What's your name, Ken? What do you know?
Yeah, not the humble brag, but yeah. And I always just leave that stuff out. But yeah, pretty much everything was on the record, and if it was off the record, it's not in there. But no, the guys were very, very open and forthcoming, and I think they probably enjoyed that someone actually wanted to tell their story, because a lot of these guys just they don't get a lot of journalists calling them up. Maybe one day a year when the head of scouting is interviewed on the draft floor. We're leading up to the draft, but the stories of how they got into it, stories of hitchhiking to junior games as a scout, those usually aren't told, but that's in there too.
How different is it today to be a scout than it was in the 80s or 70s or something like that? Has it changed dramatically? Is there so much more like data or video now and less kind of,
it's like forensics at this point, right?
Well, one thing I learned, and you'll never replace boots on the ground. If you want to see a player, you have to see him at the rink, because these scouts, they're looking at behind the play, right? They're not necessarily, and they're looking at what the kid's like on the bench. They want to talk to the Zamboni driver, who's the first on, who's the first off at practice. So you can't replace boots on the ground. But yes, it's different because analytics, right? That was stats have always been around, but now, I mean, people are trying to quantify
layers,
right? What these scouts are seeing. And there's a buddy of mine, he's an analytics guy, and I said, well, how do you judge hard? He said, well, what if a guy wins 80% of his puck battles? Doesn't that mean he's probably got? I said, oh, that's a good point. Like, so maybe that's a point a buddy of mine made. And but yeah, it's the way they get information back to their teams is changed, right? It's all computer now. Back in the day, it was a phone call, then it was a fax. Now they're typing up their reports. So I'm sure I think it's changed a lot, but I think at its core, it remains the same. It remains, you have to see a guy, you have to see him on several occasions. Don't fall in love after the first date. See your player in different circumstances. Okay, he did that against the best team in the league, but what's he going to look like against the worst team in the league? Or he did that against the worst team in the league. What's he going to look like against the best team in the league? What's he going to look like on the second night of a back-to-back? What's he like around his teammates? Is he mopey? What's he like after a loss? What's he like before a loss? All these intangibles, I think, are best done in person. And the scouts in this book will tell you can't replace boots on the ground.
Eye test. At the end of the day, I would trust an old fart who knows his hockey to pass the eye test to give me the go-ahead.
Listen, guys, I don't know what you kids are like, but where the kids go for dates, but Plenty of Fish or Tinder or anything, you can do a lot with Photoshop. You want to see the date in person, right?
That's right. Don't get catfish
stuff. I mean, look at me right now, but look at me compared on Sportsnet. I'm a completely looking different dude. Same guy, but I mean, I just present better. I shave. I don't have a hat on. Look at this haircut.
Look at that bedhead on Ken Reid. Hey, come on.
Bedhead. That's called covering the Blue Jays in the World Series.
Ken gone wild.
Guys.
Ken gone wild. Yeah.
Yeah, that's covering the Blue Jays in the World Series. That's that hair. Here, I'll show you
guys.
You're
a busy guy.
Yeah. So I'm a busy guy, but you have to have boots on the ground. You have to see a player in person. And if you're a scout, wouldn't you want to see the players in person? Because the other thing about the scouts in this book, they're not in it for the money. They're in it because they absolutely love
it.
Game.
Yeah, you have to.
So if you love the game, why wouldn't you want to be in a rink?
You just gave me an idea. Our agents can talk. We don't have one, but our agents can talk.
I don't have one either.
I'm thinking of a gong show, hobby show called Ken on a Bender.
Ken on a bender? like a work bender or a bender?
You have to bring Ivanka, though. She has to come.
Yeah. The Bender days are luckily behind me. That was called A Channel Ken, but there's I just worked till I fell asleep at 3 a.m. Ken right there.
Oh man.
And I get coiffed before I go into work. But yeah, that's what's going on right now, fellas.
Okay.
Do you like writing, Ken? Like I have
Love
so
it.
like is this a different kind? Obviously it's a different book. I love this, by the way. Part 2 I like a little bit more. I don't know why.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why. I have no idea, but I like this one better. But it's a different approach? Like do you You must have tired nights, right? You're like, oh crap, I
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
write a chapter, and
Yeah.
oh my god.
For sure. So what I do is I schedule my writing for when the kids are in school. I have 2 boys, and so I don't want my writing to take away from dad time because I work nights. So when they're home from 3 to 6, I'm hanging with them, or on weekends I don't write. But I love writing because at work my job is a highlight guy. I'm an anchor, right? So when you're an anchor, you're telling the story of the game. You're just giving, Josh's Minnesota Wild lost again. Here are the highlights. But this for me, the writing, I was a hockey book addict as a kid. So I always wanted to write a hockey book, but it fulfills the storytelling thing that's within me. Like I love telling hockey stories, and I'm lucky because working at Sportsnet, I can call people in hockey up and I'm like, hello, my name's Ken.
Yeah, you're
Reid.
networked.
I'm at Sportsnet. And sometimes they say, oh, I know who you are. I just watched you last night. And then other times I may not know who I am, but the Sportsnet tag brings a little street cred with it. So it's cool. I get to pick the brains of people whose brains I'd love to pick. The guys I watched as a kid, I can call them up and they'll call me back, which is mind blowing. And I love hockey stories. So I kind of look at myself as just a storyteller. I'm the conduit between, the guys in this book and you. And I'm just trying to put it all in a nice package. But yeah, you'll talk to a lot of people and they'll say, I signed a book deal. Frig, I hate this. I'm like, well,
yeah, that's why I asked. I'm like, does he like doing this? I don't know.
Yeah, because this is kind of like hockey scouting. I'm not getting rich. Unless this somehow outsells Harry Potter, I'm not getting rich. But I figured a way I could get rich, guys. People say it's hockey book season. Christmas is coming up. Screw that. Halloween's on Friday. Buy 50 of them and give them out instead of candy.
Oh, right? That's great. Educate the children. Don't rot their teeth.
Exactly. Then I'll get rich. But yeah, it fulfills a desire to tell stories, and I do enjoy doing it.
Creative. So I gotta ask you this, just as because our audience will be shocked to learn that we actually do a fair amount of writing on this show. Mm-hmm. And what I found is the most frustrating part about writing is it's hard to get into a groove, but then once you're humming, and even the smallest interruption, I just want to pull my hair out. Yeah. Phil doesn't have hair, but I wanted to does that happen to you ever? Like where you just feel like you're grooving, and then one of the kids will come in or the wife will come in and nothing against them, right? They're not doing anything wrong, but you're just like,
nothing against my wife.
No, I don't get that. Like I read a great book called not The War of Art, but The Art of War.
Sun Tzu.
And basically what it is, and you guys, I write from 10 to 3 because that's when I can. And there's writers who say, when do I get into the thought of writing a book is very romantic. It's like you go into your local coffee shop and you see the person in their cardigan writing their book. But chances are,
a bathtub with a
chances are that person's a poser. What writing really is at 10 a.m. A lot of writers say this at 10 a.m. That's when you get inspired because it's work. It is. It's work. Yeah. So I sit down, I write for a few hours. Yeah, Josh, there's times when I don't want to stop, but it's like, damn it, I got to stop. But then I'm psyched to pick it up again. And you're right. Some days it's like, okay, just sit down and do it. Right. And you're making excuses and you're on YouTube or you're watching more highlights. And it's just like, sit down and do it because it is work. Are you inspired when you do it? Absolutely. But do I sit around and wait for inspiration? No, because I'd sit around and wait all day because that's a waste of time. It's work, get to it. But yeah, sometimes when you're interrupted, you don't want to stop. But I find if I schedule it and I kind of have a start time and an end time, then at least I won't. I find, put it this way, I think if I wrote for 12 hours one day, it probably hours 8 through 12 probably wouldn't be that coherent. And then that would affect me the next day too, right? You don't want to overwrite just like you don't want to overdrink.
Do you have anything on the horizon for a hockey card book? Maybe like you have ideas. You don't have to put them out now, but
it's
been a while.
I don't have another hockey card book coming up, but I do have another book that I'm writing right now that I have to have finished by January, and I'll drop it. It's a publisher wanted me to write a book on the 80s, and I said, that's awesome, but I don't want it to be the Oilers were awesome, the Islanders were awesome. And they said, no, that's been told. So tell your own version. I'm like, wicked, let's go.
What else is there other than the Capitals, the
Max Headroom? Max Headroom better be in that book.
Max, I could maybe put him in the thank yous for you, but he's not in there so far. But I'm talking like John Brophy, Eastern League penalty legend, coaching the Maple Leafs. What the hell was that like for the guys on the Leafs? So the New
I
York
don't know
Islanders.
much about Brophy. Yeah.
You're gonna learn though, right?
Okay.
So it's all educational.
Ken's gonna learn us today.
The New York Islanders had 16 guys as part of the 4-peat, right? 16 guys were on all 4 Cup teams. So what was it like trying to make that team as a first-round pick when they call you the next Denny Pod?
Oh, that's a good. Yeah.
We've gotten to know this year Brian Trottier.
Amazing guy.
We're friends with
Brian.
Brian.
Guy ever. Literally he's such a beauty. It's
Trotz is the nicest guy ever. Yes, it's true. I've sung on stage with Brian Trottier.
That's
a one up us, Ken.
thing.
Ask next time you have Trotch on. Ask him if I can sing Mojo working with him again. Trotch.
I'm writing that down. He's hilarious. We all have his phone number. He's good bravado. Like he's awesome, man. He's just a great guy.
Well, that's why I do these books, right? Because hockey people are the best people, and Brian Trottier is one of the best, if not the best, two-way center of all time, and he's the nicest guy in the world. Like one of the best of all time. The other day, I reached out and called me right back, and it's like these are nice dudes. That's why I like writing hockey card books too, right? I don't want to write a book about a
it's cozy.
I want to write hockey card books.
I know you grew up in Pick 2, right, in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Montreal and Ottawa. So I know it's very different parts of Canada, but there's something about hockey books growing up that is so comfy, so cozy, so family oriented. I'm glad you said that because I feel like a lot of our listeners and viewers, no offense, Josh is American.
But Josh
I don't think they didn't read as early as us. So
Minnesota is like the 11th.
I know.
But Phil, if you start an online petition to get me to write another hockey book, if you get it up to enough, I can bring that too.
I like a challenge.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do here.
Phil always rants and raves about like what is the kid book, like the hockey cardigan or something like that you
Show some respect.
The hockey sweater, Rock Carrier? Yeah. I wore my hair.
I bought 10 of these and I gave them away on my Friday nights with Phil, and nobody wants one. Nobody cares. It breaks my heart.
If that's the situation, you need new friends.
I know.
You just start collecting vintage. And listen, the line from the book, Josh. I combed my hair like Maurice Richard.
Yeah.
You know? I taped my stick like Maurice Richard. That is Canadian, classic Canadian literature right there.
I even bought the hardcover because I thought people would. So this was the grand prize. Then I bought the paperback because it was cheaper. Yeah. And then I bought the kids version for guys that had little toddlers. Yeah. Not one person wants it. It kills me.
Wow. Okay, you got to start looking at the vintage stuff because the vintage community.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to be a good ambassador for.
At least send Josh the cartoon version of the book, which we all know in Canada.
The bigger pictures, the bigger pictures.
The less words, the better for me. Is your book? Do you do audiobooks with your books?
Yes, that's something I would never do again. By the way, my first book, Hockey Cards Stories, that Phil has there, I did my own recording for it. It took 5 days. It takes forever because
it's a grind, huh?
It's a grind. If you mumble a word, they make you do it. So I haven't done one since book 1. I actually had somebody reach out to me on Instagram, said they helped out with the audio version of One Night Only, one of my books. I said, thank you. But there are professionals to do that.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it to them. Phil, I'm wondering if I wrote another hockey card book, what's the one card you'd want in it?
The one I would want. You're putting me on the spot. Are you going to put Mike Louis in again? The best goalie card ever?
Mike
Liu, the 80-81 O-Pee-Chee?
Yeah, that's your favorite card, eh?
Hey,
my card, I'd probably want you to hit up I don't know if it'd be vintage or modern. I don't know. I'd want the Blast from the Past. I want to know why Topps wanted to redo that set in 99. I'm also 90-91 Upper Deck. The Pavel Bure, why'd they take it in the Russian CCCP? I love the card, but it's still
World
confusing.
Juniors. That's the only time he was over here. See,
is that why? Oh, look at
80-81 had the best looking goalie cards of any set.
Yeah.
Look at that Ron Lowe.
Nice centering.
Beautiful. And you know what I say? You know what that is behind him, guys? What you can see, what you don't see with the goalies now in their oversized equipment. You know what that is behind him?
Square net?
That's the net. Okay.
Yeah.
Shooters used to have a target. They weren't shooting at bubble men. And another great goalie card guy. This guy, Cheech, was in my my first book, but Cheech's cards were great too. 84-85 O-Pee-Chee, John Garrett. Like, I mean, that's
a beauty.
That's amazing.
That's what save should look like. Well,
I love Patrick Waugh's base card in 90-91 is my favorite card in that set because he still has the brown pads and he's doing his butterfly.
Yeah.
I mean, what else do you need? What else do you need in a card, right? It's amazing.
Him and Francois Allaire, yeah, butterflying it up. But yeah, goalie cards they look so great. So yeah, I would love to do the Liut one. He's an agent now, so
I've always said Lou. It's Louis.
Mike Louis.
Okay, I'll say
Mike
that.
Louis.
I've said that wrong my whole life. Wonderful.
See, when I hear a name pronounced incorrectly, that screws my brain up. Then I'm like, well, Mike Louis, yeah.
Names are important. Names are important. That's the one thing I try to get right.
We've been doing for 4 months now. Every episode we do a segment on Get to Know Your Hall of Famers, where we literally start with the class of 1945.
I've heard it, yeah.
And what amazes me about, and this would be like a vintage thing, but when you get pre-war and how, well, first of all, the fact that hockey set didn't really happen until 1910, but then how the wars kind of, where you have these guys who, and I think because there's no TV clips, there wasn't a lot of written, that a lot of these guys get almost immortalized through their cards. And there's so many players that our minds are blown by their accomplishments or what teammates would say in newspaper quotes that really don't have cards. And they have that cardophilium set where that's kind of the only thing that they end up with. We just did Doug Bentley, who played for 30 years in total and played for 13 years in the NHL and has one hockey card.
Isn't that
in the
crazy?
1951 Parkhurst, and it's just it's
kind
of wild how that. Well, and it makes sense because of the wars, right? I mean, when there's World War II going on, I don't think producing hockey cards was top
wasn't
of
a
mind
priority.
Well, you Americans entered way late. I mean, you had more time than we did.
That's
we went in 39. We went in 39. You guys took your time. We're like, man, let's see how it plays out.
This just got really offensive.
I'm just fucking it. Get out of here.
It is crazy though how few cards there were, but yeah, I guess it just wasn't a thing the way baseball cards were for down.
And then the
state.
40s were weird because there was lots of stuff like going back to Doug Bentley. There was like pictures and matchbooks and
the beehives were around, right? Like the beehives.
And O-Pee-Chee had like photo sets and stuff that.
I got one over there. It's a bigger one. It's of Flash Hollett, who was the first Nova Scotia born NHLer, supposedly. There's kind of a bit of a debate over that. But yeah, they were kind of like that big and you couldn't get them in packs. But yeah, there's this hockey history. You got to really dig into it. And the fact that Max Bentley played for that long and only had one card, that's crazy. What year are you guys up to now about?
We're in the class of 1964.
Okay, so you're getting into guys with plenty of cards for the most part.
Yeah, it's going to get better.
Like our first 3.5 by 2.5 card is the 53 tops, is it not? Isn't that when the first real hockey card came in?
The little Parkies, it's amazing.
Well, that's not a real hockey card to me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like this size. Well, it is a hockey card. I don't want to be clipped on that. Yes, it's a hockey card, the 51, but like a real 2.5 by 3.5 card.
Yeah, I just love that Parky set because I'm sure that opened a lot of people's eyes to what the guys look like if they didn't have a magazine.
But it was drawn.
And you had to squint. They're pretty small.
Yeah, I can't do the drawings. I don't like the drawings. I like the photograph. I don't know. That's just preference.
Who's
right?
in the Hall of Fame class of 64? I'm wondering.
Okay.
Josh
We just did Doug Bentley and then hold on. I get so lost because I work ahead on these, but it's my favorite thing to write for the show.
Yeah.
It's my little pretend to be a writer. So Doug Bentley, we did Blackjack Stewart.
That was crazy. That was a good one.
Great name.
Babe Siebert, and then Bill Durham.
Bill Durham a goalie?
Yes, for the Canadians.
There you go.
Attaboy, Reid.
There you go.
That's good.
The class of 1963 though was took us 17 weeks to get through. That was I think the biggest Hall of Fame class ever.
Large class,
We're trying to honor the history properly. Like if it's not our generation doesn't do it, the one under us is definitely not going to.
If you're dealing with people who don't want a hockey book or the hockey sweater, I don't know. You got and that's the other thing about writing, right? It puts history down on paper because there's guys in this book, I think, whose stories wouldn't be told. There's guys in the hockey card books and the one night only for sure whose story wouldn't be told. So that's what I like to do. And I think that's probably what you guys are doing, Know Your Hall of Famers. It's to shine a light on people that if you didn't tell somebody about Bill Durham, would they really know? Or Doug Bentley, would they really know? So I like that you're putting that out there.
And they're pillars in the NHL. Like we love, I mean, we're past it now, but we did a bunch of players that didn't even have the defense. They had the rover. They were rovers.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
like,
no
I never knew that.
Or there was like a full month of guys who started their career and then went and fought in World War I and then came back and resumed their career.
Yeah,
and it's
crazy.
like in today's context to
Well,
imagine
I mean,
Sidney Crosby going to fight a war and, you know, getting a Purple Heart or whatever.
He
the
could
Canada
do
equivalent is.
anything he wants.
Listen, kids today won't leave the house to pick up their own food, and the Kraut line were carried off by the Montreal Canadiens.
Yes.
And Milt Schmidt,
Yes.
the boys. Where's Milt?
Milt Schmidt, nice.
Milt's up here somewhere. Oh, there's Milt. Look, and there's Milt, and Milt went to freaking World War II. Come on,
Amazing.
Go respectometer. It's high.
It's incredible. Okay, so you mentioned that there's a tie-in with the expo in your book. What's going down there?
Yeah, I'm going to be signing books. I got to figure out the time, but I'm going to be at AM. Is it AM?
AMG.
Yeah, AMG from Halifax.
We're AMG affiliated. Oh my God, this is amazing. Can I bring
we have
these?
our own product that's exclusively
Bring them all,
sold at the
Phil. I'll
AMG
sign them all.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
so I'm going to be at the AMG booth, Brad Hartland's booth there at the card shop.
Sherry's
card
booth.
Show. Sherry's booth. Yeah, Sherry. I love Sherry. She's awesome.
Did you watch my video I did of Brad's new adventure?
Yeah, I got
Not
invited,
bad, eh?
but I couldn't go. I couldn't pull it off on Monday.
Oh, I was hoping to see you there. We had cake.
And I'll be across from Bill Fougier. I think I'm going to probably sign Saturday. I'll put it out there.
Okay.
I got to figure it out with the kids yet, but I'm definitely going to be at the expo Friday. And in fact, the Sportsnet crew is bringing a camera, so I might be bopping around, giving her.
Is Ivanka going to be there?
Ivanka will not be there. Ivanka came once before, and
probably didn't like it. Eh?
It was a bit of a mob scene.
Oh, really? Oh, that's okay. I'll protect her. Get away from her.
You don't see a lot of ladies in there, so Ivanka showed up.
No, and she's all class.
Yeah, she's awesome. But no, she won't be there. But she did sneak in a couple expos ago. But you never know.
She could wear a hat, tuck in the hair. No one's gonna notice. She's tall.
Yeah, I just
you could get her a Gongshow hat.
Right. It's not like I'm Brad Pitt. It's not like people are bugging me, right?
Thought you had a more George Clooney vibe to you, you know?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah,
do you have anything you're hunting this expo? Like, is there any like PC targets that you're looking for?
Well, as we said, Good Scout doesn't give his want list away, but usually I'm the only guy that wants what I want. I would love a Jean Beliveau or a Larry Kwong Laval Dairy card. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. I guess that would be at the top. But you guys know me. I just look for stuff that catches my eye and stuff that's fun. Just looking around down here.
Anything
now.
Modern caught your eye this past
not
year?
Not a modern guy. No,
nothing. There's some fun inserts.
You look, if I see something that like I'm just looking around like a Dick Paradise card. That makes my day. $3. That makes my day. That's kind of the collector I am. But and then there's some high end stuff as well, but not a lot. I don't like. I just like collecting for fun, and I got some stuff that's worth quite a few bucks, but. If I see the right card, I'll break the bank a little bit.
What are your pick one of your more higher end cards?
Oh, like Rookie, Rocket Rookie.
That's a good start.
Gretzky.
Yeah, okay.
Can see them? They're upstairs right now.
Okay. Well, we'll just come over for the barbecue. It's
any
fine.
new Jofas lately? You pick up any?
Yes. I just had the blue Jofa out around. I got somebody sent me. I got a Mats Naslin Torse Pro that somebody sent me. Cooper Goalie on Twitter, great guy, sent me the Mats Naslin.
I love Mats. I shared a cab when my dad was driving it, but Mats Naslin was in my dad's cab. Yeah,
a little Viking.
Yeah, dude, he's amazing. Yeah, my dad was a huge Habs fan. Serge Savard's going to be at the expo, and my dad, when he traded Chelios for Denny Savard, my dad, we're Greek, right? So he snapped.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to get Serge Savard's autograph and say to Andreas, thank you for the support.
Sorry for trading Chelly. Actually, Denny Savard let me know that Dow skates are coming back, so I'm really excited about that. Denny's going to be in my 80s book because my favorite goal of the 80s is one that Denny scored. If you know, you know.
Spinorama?
It was a shorty against Edmonton.
Okay.
Phenomenal goal. Denny was doing moves in 1978 that guys do now, and it's normal. And then he was like the first to do it, and you're like, what was that? So Denny's going to be in there, but yeah, well, I don't know. I got a few cards that are worth enough that when
I know a rookie, man. Come on, is she in good shape or what? You like it? Yeah,
2.5. But
okay. Eye appeal though, yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's pretty nice looking. Yeah, I had 2.5, so I sold one. So I kept the one that I thought looked a little snazzier.
That's what I need one. That's the one card, but it's like, well, I mean, I don't got $10,000 just kicking around. I mean,
me either. That's my
Well,
problem.
the whole hobby, and that's been a big theme in the past 6 months, and even especially on ultra modern stuff, is booming. I guess some people would say prices are getting crazy. We just had $30,000 spent for a player worn shield for Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith, and other sports are more crazy, but I don't know. As a guy who's loved hockey cards and not like an investor flipper guy for a long time, what do you think of when you see that we get in these cycles where it's like all the speculation dollars seem to come into the hobby?
Well, I thought Jason Massera from Upper Deck nailed it in that letter he released yesterday or the day before about the speculators and what happens when they take their speculation money elsewhere, because they're not collectors. But that's the free market. So be it. If I'm a company, I'm trying to cash in on it. If I'm a dealer, I'm trying to cash in on it. If I'm a collector, I'm holding back on it. It's kind of like now when the stuff I like, it's tenfold to what it was 5, 6, 7 years ago, right? So if you want to buy and collect, do it for you. And if you think it's a great time to buy now, go for it. If you want to spend 30 grand on that, what's it called, a patch?
Yeah,
like go for it.
Yeah.
But I would just say, if you think everything is going to be worth a ton of money one day, I got a boatload of Sammy Sosa 1990 Dunross that says you're wrong, right? So just be careful. Do it because you love it. But if you are investing, well, then you're an investor. And I'm not the world's greatest investor, so I don't know. But I think it's a good way. I think when you saw Kevin O'Leary buy that basketball card, obviously people are treating it as high-end art, and that's fine too. But my question is, if a company just produced something that's regarded as high-end art, can't they just kind of keep producing these one-of-ones that are regarded as high-end art? Like the Mona Lisa is the Mona Lisa because there was only the one. It wasn't made to be the Mona Lisa. It just became like the T206 Honus Wagner, or I don't know, a Jacques Plante rookie card or a Maurice Richard rookie card wasn't made to be this rare thing one day. It just evolved into that. So I think what's it called? Artificial scarcity.
Yeah. Or manufactured scarcity.
Manufactured scarcity. That's not for me. It might be for somebody else, but it's not for me.
Well, my own personal experience has been this, and all I can speak again is from what I've observed. But when there's been times where I've like quote unquote like tried to make money in the hobby, I get my butt kicked. When I just do stuff, when I buy just amazing things that I love, those are the instances when I actually tend to go up in value. And so I've, over the last few years, 100% leaned into like, I'm just not good at trying to make money. And I 100% agree with you on manufactured scarcity. But even this, I don't know if you guys saw very recently, there was a 1914 very rare like Baltimore News Babe Ruth card that sold for $4 million, which is like, oh wow, that's a huge sale. The problem is the guy that sold it at auction had bought it less than 2 years ago for $7.2 million and took a $3.2 million loss on a baseball card. And it's expected to be there. They think it's the biggest single loss ever.
What's he worth though? If he's worth $500 million, what does he care?
Yeah, but I hate that argument though, Phil, because Ken, you tell me this. I've never met a rich person that scoffs at losing $3 million.
Rich people are awesome because they get other people to spend their money for them. That's what rich people are great at. So many people came into the hobby that frankly didn't know what the hell they were doing 5-6 years ago. They're the people that got burned. I think a lot of them. Josh, I'm with you. I set up and sold at shows when I was a kid, but it was to supplement my hobby. I sold my doubles when the boom started during COVID. I sold stuff that I didn't think I could give away for years, and I happily sold it because I still have multiples of them. But if you're dealing in a lot of money, you're taking a lot of risk. Am I ever going to get out what I put in? No. And I know that, but it's kind of like I heard somebody say, you go to a movie, you spend $25. You think you get the $25 back? No, but were you entertained? Yes.
Yeah.
But I know when the
or
day
you buy
comes,
a boat for $100,000 that's worth
exactly.
like every boat 15
Yeah.
years from now, nothing, right?
Exactly.
It's like this, you do it for the joy of it. And I guess to your point, Phil, you'd hope at the very least that whoever bought the card, that it doesn't ruin their life losing $3 million.
Well, I don't think. Do you have the same mindset of everything the same every day your whole life? No, rich people are allowed to make mistakes and kind of be like, yeah, I don't really care about that one, right? But they care about 99 other things.
Yeah,
that's the way I see it.
I just think the hobby's different. Like when I was a kid, you went to Mr. Fraser's store, right, Phil? And you bought a pack of O-Pee-Chee for 25 cents.
I went to Becker's. Yeah.
Right. Then it went to 30 cents and you were outraged. Upper Deck came along and it was a buck. And you're thinking,
changed everything.
My God.
Everything.
And now it is what it is. I mean, and that's why there's always been different levels of collecting. And that's why you collect what you want. There's going to be people at the expo who've never listened to a hockey card podcast, never watched a hockey card video, never posted their cards on Instagram. Probably the majority of the people. And then there's going to be other people who live in this podcast Instagram world of hockey cards. Then there's going to be hybrids of both. There's going to be somebody looking for a perfect 1978 Ron Duguay rookie card. And there's going to be somebody else looking for the newest release. They're going to be going, what I got to get Macklin Celebrini. And there's going to be somebody else looking for pre-war. So, and then there's going to be guys walking around with their cases, flipping, trying to make as much cash as they can. And that's fine too. I just think it's kind of like different levels of investing.
The hobby's it's one massive 12-lane highway, and there's lots of on and off ramps, right? We're all driving. I'll even put the Pokemon people. We're all driving on the same highway. It's a tangible product. I will never make fun of a Pokemon. Well, I might make fun of a Pokemon man, but I still love you, buddy. But he's not in front of a computer screen. He's not sitting doing drugs or drinking to excess, or he's outside. He's holding something. He's in a big auditorium with other people. I'm afraid COVID took a lot of that kind of stuff away, and card collecting really makes me feel grounded in that, right?
It's a good way to put it, because look, I drive to work every night in Toronto. There's more delivery bikes going around, and they're cutting me off, and I'm afraid I'm going to hit one. And I'm like, well, COVID just made people want to stay in their house. So anytime you can get out of your house, go for it.
Good.
That's a good thing.
Good.
Okay, I got a couple hockey questions for you before we.
We got to hit you up on
busy
NHL.
Got to take advantage of this.
Sure.
It seems like that there's a lot of scoring.
Yes.
To start this season. Is there any good goalies left, or what's going on?
Not in our team.
There are good goalies left. I was watching some highlights from last night. That Jersey Avs game was awesome. 8-4. Looked like 1982. There's drop
like a football
passes.
Score?
Yeah, as my buddy Colby Armstrong would say, it was TikTok hockey. Goal scoring's up, but guess what? It's October. Talk to me in the playoffs. It'll tighten up.
Okay.
But it's and I think it's there's so many great shooters. It used to be there was 4 or 5 guys who could rifle at a team. Now because of these sticks, everybody can rifle it. The goaltending position, I think, really needs to take a look in the mirror and model itself off Dustin Wolf, not off a sumo wrestler. Right? Not off a sumo wrestler who's just trying to block pucks. So I think
he's been on the struggle bus a little bit though to start the season. But.
Yeah, he sees a lot of rubber though. He sees a lot of rubber. I think the Flames have 5 points. I think he's probably responsible for all 5 of them, and he's keeping them in a lot more games. So I'm big on Dustin Wolf, but I don't judge. Put it this way: you won't make the playoffs in October, but you could miss the playoffs. So I won't judge too much on scoring's up. But if scoring's up, that's a good thing.
Like selfishly though, and I whine about this on our show all the time, I want to have a guy, a dominator, like Dominic. Like when I remember Hasek's heyday, where it's like when you were playing him, it's like crap, we're gonna lose, right? Because you just like a guy that you just feel like when your team scores a goal on, it's like holy crap, he just let in a goal, and I think it would be so fun to have just a dominating presence in the league, even for a 1 or 2 year span.
I think that was that era though, because you can point to a lot of goalies during Dominic's era that were like that. Like Patrick Waugh's doing his thing then, Eddie Belfour's doing his thing then, Curtis Joseph's doing his thing then, and that was tight defensive hockey, right? I think what made the Dominator stand out is he was so acrobatic and he was so unorthodox. Like there's guys right. There's guys making saves now that maybe goalies in the past would whip their glove out and whip their black rope and flop across the net. Now they're just coming across in a perfect butterfly and take it in the middle of the chest.
RVH, right? It's like
oh my God, don't start. I'm a goalie dad. Eliminate the RVH for the love of God and all that's holy. Anyway, that's the whole other thing. The RVH is garbage. It's garbage. Okay.
If you're a GM, I'm going to ask you the proverbial hypothetical question, but you're a GM, brand new team. You get offered 2 players to start your team, Macklin Celebrini or Connor Bedard. Who are you picking?
That's
Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be strong down the middle. I think Bedard
he plays defense. Bedard doesn't know what defense is.
Bedard was awesome last night. Those 3 goals.
Great.
His shots elite. I think he's more of a winger than he is a center. So I'll go Macklin Celebrini.
I'm hoping he's our new Crosby for Canada. I know those are big shoes to fill.
He might be.
He might be. Hey, I know.
He'll be the first Macklin Celebrini, put it that way, but Crosby's still on a whole other level. Other level.
But imagine him though on Bedard on a wing, right? Like I'm not off on, but I watched the whole Sens game last night.
Yeah.
But anyways, Bedard is good. He's excellent. He's explosive.
Elite shot.
He's new age hockey. He's a kid.
He is. He whips the wrist shot, recradled that puck on its side, put it on his blade, sniped it high, short side. That's elite talent, and I'm excited for the Canadian Olympic team. It's like so much talent. I mean,
crazy. See, Harley got the extension today. Thomas Harley, well-deserved extension.
Yep. 84.7.
No, I'm not good on the money stuff, but
you got Logan Cooley.
That too today. Yeah.
So there's a lot of young talent out there. Josh,
Logan Cooley's a gopher.
Makes great decisions.
He's a golden gopher. He makes great decisions in life.
There you go.
Row the boat,
and Thomas Harley's out of the Greater Toronto Hockey League. So there you go.
Well, that's okay. Can't knock him for that.
Do you have fear of the Stars and Stripes in the Olympics at all? Or are you confident
always.
that
I do,
always.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome at hockey. Phil, Josh doesn't know what this is like, but whenever a young player comes up now and you look at the back of his hockey card, you're like, oh my God, another American.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
You guys are awesome. And you guys are awesome at hockey because you started the U.S. National Development Program in 1996 and Canada just watched you do it. And we're watching you take over the game. You're awesome at hockey.
I was playing hockey when my coach in the dressing room in Bantam B said, when we talked about that in 96, when it happened, he said, this is going to change everything.
And we just watched it. We've just watched it.
Cole Caulfield now. Do you know this? Well, obviously you know this. Cole Caulfield scored an overtime winner the other night against Seattle. An American holds a record for the most storied sports franchise in the world for most overtime win goals.
Wisconsin's very own. But then again, overtime just went to 3-on-3. You tell me the Rocket couldn't have racked them up back in the day?
I'm just saying what I heard.
But, you guys went with that U.S. National Development Program. Well, we kept doing what we do because what we do turns the gates and makes money, right? 60 major junior teams. That's about 30 too many, if you ask me. But that's an old man yelling at the cloud. 60? Yeah, there's like 20 in each league now. It's crazy.
Holy moly.
Okay, next question. So at the time we're having our at the time we're having our conversation, Crosby, speaking of Sid, who's been amazing this year too. He's 220 points, I believe, away from the second most points of all time. He's 38 years old. Still looks to be phenomenal shape. Do you think that he ends his career behind only Wayne Gretzky in all-time points?
Absolutely. He's at 1702 right now. Sid's got a lot of hockey left in him. It's hilarious. For the last 5 years, this whole floating thing's around. Sid, when are you going to call it a day? When are you going to call it a day? Dude,
he's getting better.
He's got 15 points. His team's winning. Look what he did in the Four Nations last year.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is aging just fine, and he's aging fine because he treats himself right, treats his body right, and he loves the game. You can't teach passion. The man is just full of hockey goodness. So, yeah, he'll be behind Bill. I think he will be behind Wayne for sure.
Wow. Oh, man. I want to go buy a card right now.
148 to go to get Gordy. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah. And it's funny because you always go sit on your hockey Mount Rushmore, and if it's built on points, like, it's almost like he just keeps chipping away at the mountain, right? Putting his face in there.
Slow and steady wins a race.
Oh, yeah, because
not very slow.
Notoriously, hockey players aren't supposed to do this, but he's doing it, which I absolutely.
We've been blessed with him and Ovechkin in 05-06. I am so grateful for 2 decades of just incredible.
And I think Obi gets 1,000 goals.
What?
1,000 goals. Yeah.
Oh, well, that.
Yeah.
Well, coming from a bitter Minnesota sports fan, nobody in Pittsburgh can ever complain about anything. To have Mario and then Sydney, right, like literally back to back, is just ridiculous.
And they're grooving right now, but they'll probably still pull off Gavin McKenna some way, the way it's going, right? Because they always get the guy. So
have you seen him play live, McKenna?
I have not. No.
No, I'm curious. I'd love to catch a game, or I've never seen him play at all. I'd love to see. No.
Well, they did. We just referenced. There's an Athletic article where they interviewed 40 or so current players about who was the future face of the NHL, and Celebrini won in a landslide, but then McKenna was second, who's not even in the NHL yet, and so it makes you think the hype is very real with Gavin McKenna.
Yeah, hockey's funny because every year, in hockey card collectors, every year we like to hype the rookie. But in reality, it's like every 10 years, there's that generational guy. Because how long? Okay, so I'm thinking Crosby was the 05 draft, right? Was it the 04?
Then 10 years to McDavid.
It was the 04 draft, and you waited 10 for Connor. You had Nate in there, McKinnon in there. I'll put him in there. And then
Matthews, and then if you could ever stay healthy, Jack Hughes, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's...
maybe Jack Hughes.
Jack Hughes, you wouldn't put that as generational.
Matthews, I'm not throwing in there.
Yeah, thank you, Ken. Appreciate that.
But maybe McKenna's the guy now. Yeah,
or Celebrini. I think
it could be Celebrini.
Maybe. But by the way, can we just give Nate McKinnon some love? Like, the guy doesn't stand still. Like, just constant crossovers. Like, it's just, he's crazy good.
Let's ask Ken. So I said, Nate. Canadians, there's so many fair weather NHL fans because of Twitter now, and it's just like sports mentality. If Nathan McKinnon walked past most sports fans, most hockey fans that are on Twitter, they wouldn't know who he is.
In Canada?
Yeah. That's what I said.
I think they would from the Tim Hortons commercials, but
who has cable? Guys? Oh, sorry. I just told Sportsnet guy who has cable.
I'm going to tell you what's interesting. I like to think of myself as an observer of people.
Okay.
So when I'm out and about, I'm very cognizant of what's going on around me. I'm very big to my kids, pay attention to your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Most people in Canada, Josh, Phil, you'd agree with this. I think in America, it's different. Most people in Canada, anybody could walk by them. Like I won't say who it was, but I was with 3 guys from Canada's most famous TV show. And we were hanging outside Real Sports before a game, meeting up there before going into the game. You'd be surprised how many people didn't.
Really?
Some did, but most didn't. And
like most famous current show, because now you pique my interest, because I'm trying to think what's Canada's most famous.
Don't ask me. I don't watch TV.
In the United States, the guess would be Letterkenny. Is that the?
Well, I mean, I go with like Terry Ryan. Him and I go out a lot together. He's from Shoresy. And he gets recognized, but it would surprise you. Like, it's just, I don't know if it's a Canadian thing or what, but
I would think Terry Ryan would get recognized more than Nathan McKinnon. I really do.
Sir, are you saying like if like Sir Paul is walking down the street in Toronto, nobody?
No, Sir Paul, they would, but I just think most people aren't aware of their surroundings. They're in such a hurry, they just don't take it in.
Yeah,
well, they're texting when they're driving.
It's kind of nice, actually.
Social media
now. You don't
listen as an F-list Canadian celebrity, it's quite nice, but. We have a Maple Leaf that lives in our neighborhood, and my kids know who he is. My kids say hi. he can walk up and down the street, no problem. So when people always talk about being a Leaf in Toronto, I'm like, no, it's not a thing. Unless if you're Austin Matthews or Willie Nylander, it's a thing. But for most people, it's not a thing.
Or Marner.
Right. I think Nate would be stopped a lot, but if he put a hat on, he'd be fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know about you, Phil, but I have one final question for Mr. Ken Reid. So Phil here, the Lot Collector, he's been such a smitten kitten by Shane Pinto that he has famously bought 400 plus young guns.
Yeah.
And that was Phil's last prospecting adventure.
I dollar cost averaged. I'm under $10.
He's off to a hot start. Are we thinking Rocket Richard for Shane Pinto, or was that your prediction?
I don't know, but when Upper Deck Premier came out, I was enamored with Troy Gamble. He was a Pictou County guy where I was from. He was the first guy that I could relate to that made the NHL. And to get your hands on a Troy Gamble back then was a big deal. They were like $10 each, and O-Pee-Chee Premier for some reason never surfaced in the day. But over the years, I've accumulated about 60 of them just because. So when I would go to the expo and I'd see a Troy Gamble for 10 cents, 10, 15 years ago or a quarter.
Add it to the list.
Buy it every time. I bought a lot of them. I bought a lot of 50 ones for next to nothing. So Phil, I see where you're coming from, buddy.
I love the guy. I think he's like a poor man's Patrice Bergeron to me. And I think he's had I think he's just a great heads up hockey. He's super smart. Josh, stop it. I love Shane Pinto. I think he's going to be great. He's a great second line center. I think Timmy Stützle should be put on the wing. I don't think Timmy should be on center, and I think Pinto should be the second line center.
See, I love that you think that, and I love that you probably know you're also not going to get rich off it. So
yeah, no, I'm not. I cut trees down to get rich, but that's like mediocre.
Yeah.
You're enamored with Troy Gamble, and Phil's enamored with Mary Gamble. That's
not anymore. We broke up. I was dating a social
Gamble?
media girl. Yeah, she's American. Yeah. She doesn't do hockey. It's okay.
Okay, I got you. So do you want to open a pack then, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yes.
Okay. These are 93, 94 Leaf. Got them from East End Edge at Ted Reeve Arena in Toronto. The interior shots of Youngblood were filmed there. So if you ever want to go if you ever want to go on a Youngblood excursion when you come to Toronto, guys, go to East End Edge. So this was the pack. I think there was like a Mario promo with it. Retail the USA for $249 back in 93, 94. $319 in Canada.
Was steep.
You have any old wax at your house that you just keep on the shelf?
This is about the end of it. But I will say this. This isn't my wheelhouse. My wheelhouse would be 80s and early 90s. But we'll go through this pack if I can open it, and
You open packs like me, I see. That's good.
Yeah.
If you could open any sealed box of hockey cards, what would it be?
79.80, because I'd love the feeling of just pulling out a Wayne. Yeah, if I could just pull out a Wayne rookie, I think that would be about the coolest thing ever. Okay, so I think there were signed Marios in here or something like that. There was some sort of Mario promotion. So here we go. Let's see who we get. First card in the pack. Don't know much about this dude. Mike Ridley. We mentioned his name already. Toronto Maple Leafs legend from the University of Wisconsin. Curtis
Cujo.
There you go.
Super solid Russian who came over in the first era of the Russian invasion.
Valerie Kamensky. Great. Yeah, Quebecer.
Yeah. Oh,
is it Valerie or Valeri?
Solid player. Alf Dallin. Oh, maybe one of the best buckets ever for attendee. And I remember my buddy Jeff Burrows wore one of these when he played for New Glasgow High School. And the Philadelphia Flyers, great quest for attendee. They didn't hit it big with Tommy Soderstrom.
Oh my God. He had the little pads too, like Archer Survey a little bit, eh? Just kick them out. That's beauty.
Next card in the pack. Oh, a guy that should be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Over 1,000 points.
Dan Healy.
Over 3,000 PIMs.
Yeah.
Head coach of your London Knights.
Oh, Dale Hunter. Nice.
And we mentioned Youngblood. Next time you watch Youngblood, watch how Rocky skates. And then compare it to Dale Hunter. Same thing.
Oh, body double, huh?
Oh,
I heard Rob Lowe didn't skate for that movie much.
Correct. He had a body double.
No kidding.
That's a nice card. This would be one of the inserts from back in the day. Hat trick artists. Love the co-host stick on number 66, Mario Lemieux.
Oh.
So I wonder what this would have went for back in the day.
That almost looks like
a. Do you think that's like the product hit there?
Yeah, this would be the hit. Yeah, this would be 4 of 10. Doug Smolek, I reached out. I tried to get a hold of him for one of my hockey card books because he has an awesome reaction on one of his Upper Deck cards after he scored. Never ended up lining up. Maybe he'll be in Hockey Card Stories 3. Love this guy. Russian pest. New York Islanders played a little with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He used to pee guys. Oh, Darius Kasparaitis.
Oh, great hip check.
Love him.
He had the best hip check ever. He killed people and Rock'em Sock'em.
I think it was
Is he
Lindros.
Greek? Is Kasparaitis a Greek name? Sounds
No,
like
I
one.
think he's Russian. He's Russian. Oh wait,
what I know.
Lithuania or something. Like my eyes aren't too good.
Eastern European.
Eastern American. We think everyone's like the same. That's not American. So
I think Eric grabbed him once. Wow, 1998 Canadian Olympian, Rob Zomner.
Oh wow, that's an old name I haven't
back in the
heard.
day. I think. Wow, haven't heard this name in a while. From the Edmonton Oilers, Igor Kravchuk.
That's
Waiting for a Wayner. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a hint. See if you can find this guy. American. Hall of Fame defenseman.
Phil Housley.
Phil Housley. St. Paul, Minnesota.
Played amongst other teams for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Brian Leach.
Bingo.
Yes.
There you go.
Suck it, Madigan.
Thought I was going to take you off track with the Leafs comment. Okay. Another one. Washington Capital underrated scorer back in the day for the Caps.
Peter Bondra.
Bang!
Yes.
Wow, Phil, you're good at this game.
Phil, you're a stud. Am I giving these answers away?
No. Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm an 81.
Phil's
baby.
blind. Don't worry, you can't see.
Hot card likely in 93, 94. This would have been about this guy's maybe second year cards.
Timu?
No. Correct team. It is the Winnipeg Jets. Big score.
Doug Smale.
American goal scorer. Has two sons who now play in the National Hockey League.
Oh, Papa Walt.
Keith Kachuk. Oh
Keith
my
Kachuk.
God, Phil, what's the matter with you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Papa Walt. There
I
you
like
go.
it's fun doing this way with Guess the Guy.
Yeah.
But if I don't know the guy, it's gonna be trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Us too.
Goaltender. Hartford Whalers.
Peter Sidorkiewicz.
1988 Canadian Olympian.
Brian Hayward? No, that doesn't make sense.
Started his NHL career with the New Jersey Devils.
Chris Terreri?
Not Save
No.
Terreri. Same kind of era. What else can I tell you about this guy? Fantastic guitar player off the ice.
Henrik Lundqvist?
Eddie Van Halen?
Sean Burke. Son of I should have. What a shot, eh? That's nice. The white Whalers there.
I'm psyched I got this card because this guy should be in the Hall of Fame. Okay. American goal scorer, over 400 career goals.
Mike Modano.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
1993 Stanley Cup champion.
So on the Canadians.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first part again?
American.
American.
From
Chris
the
Chelios.
played his college hockey at the University of Vermont.
Oh no, he didn't play on there in Vermont. Josh, you should know this.
I'm
Had the strangest curve of anyone I've seen in the National Hockey League.
Stéphane Richer?
In fact, stand by.
Yeah, I was thinking Richer, but how could he be American? That would be like a trick question because that's a very
Tell me
Canadian
if
name.
this comes through. Oh wait, tell me if this comes through on the feed.
We're a props
There is
show
the
now.
curve.
I tried to cheat. I can't do it.
Look at that.
Wow, what
That's
is
a
that?
stick. That's a stick. That's the curve.
No way.
What other? Give me another team he played for.
Philadelphia Flyers.
And he's American. John LeClaire.
Bingo. Big John LeClaire.
I should Legion of Doom with Renberg and Lynn. Yeah.
Currently works for the Flyers. And I'm
Why
going to
would
see
he play with that curve?
because Johnny he made his living in front of the net, right? You can elevate that puck in a hurry back there.
Oh, okay.
Monster of a man.
And I'm going to
man.
see John next week at the Eric Lindros Celebrity Classic Hockey Series. If anybody wants to make a donation, it's for Easter Seals in Ontario. CelebrityClassics.com. Eric has all his buddies come out. The only bad part about the tournament, they have a subpar MC for draft night. You can guess who it is. Final card in the pack. I know absolutely nothing about this guy, but I do remember his name. Oh, second final card. Yves Racine.
I would
Okay.
have not gotten that. Yeah.
Oh, and we end up with Valerie Zelapukin. So there you go, guys. That's opening up a pack of hockey.
Thanks,
cards.
Ken. Right on. That remember we were talking about Upper Deck changing everything when I was at my corner store, Becker's. When I hit I hit a Peter Sidorkiewicz Senators card, and then I hit a Darren Rumble card in the next pack.
Darren Rumble.
My whole life changed. That hooked me forever. Those 2 Sens cards.
Is it the Darren Rumble card that's in one of my hockey card books?
I believe where he's stopping, he's doing it's like a photo shoot stop. Yeah, that's 92, 93, I believe. 91, 92, 92,
the old standard card pose.
Yeah, the snowplow. Hey, it's fun.
You gotta love. I wish there was more packs down here I could open with you guys. That was fun. Yeah.
So you mentioned you just did trivia with us, and you mentioned the movie Youngblood. So I have trivia for you. It's my dad's cousin had a prominent role in the most famous hockey movie probably of all time.
So it's Slab Sharks.
And is also the oldest NHL rookie to ever make his debut.
It was with the Philadelphia Flyers. No.
A rival Ken, of our Minnesota North Stars.
I told
him
not to do it.
Okay, it's St. Louis. He was in Slapshot. He was one of the Syracuse Chiefs. I know that.
He had a famous scene where he skated on the ice and flipped
the finger. Yeah, he gave the finger. Who was it?
His name was Connie Madigan.
Yeah, awesome.
And he Mad Dog Madigan, I think was his name.
Mad Dog Madigan.
Yeah.
We can't give Josh that name. He's too.
You know who's not impressed by that?
Who?
I'll tell you who wasn't impressed by it, boys. Johnny Upton had no time for that. Oh my God, that looks like Phil.
No, oh my God, it does.
Does.
A little bit, eh? Yeah, the round face, the beautiful green eyes. Oh my God, that does look like me. That's crazy.
Oh my God, I wonder if it's down here. I'll show you guys this. It's around somewhere, but anyway, speaking of Tony Madigan.
So my dad's cousin made his debut at 38 years old.
It's incredible. And do you have a really angry looking hockey card too in like the 67, 68 set?
No. He has one. Hold on. No, I got
God,
card ever.
Now you gotta go.
It's all about the editing. Ken,
editing.
Are you in your basement right now?
Yeah, I'm in my man room. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I'm looking around for this picture I have, but I can't find it. Oh, there it is.
Get it. You got time. Yeah. We got time.
Okay, Phil some time.
No, Ken's getting a picture. You wait now. You wait. Ken's getting a picture. It's so fun.
Okay.
I feel so guilty. My guys are working right now, and I'm all like,
hey, Josh, what do you got, buddy?
All right. I'll put up the camera. So there's
that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. See, now I want to get that card.
That's your grandpa?
It's my dad's first cousin.
Oh, your dad's first cousin. So that's amazing.
So I don't know. It makes us like sort of related, but yeah.
You're very related for sure.
So there's the big card you were talking about. That's the Flash Hollet.
Okay.
Oh yeah. See, that's like a photo.
So the head coach and chief punk from that Syracuse team, of course, is called D'Amato.
It's Wolverine. It's Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I got a great story on this. So Jeff and members Dunlop, you suck, remember? So Reid, you suck, and then it's finished under there. I won't show it to you.
Love it.
But Jeff Merrick was friends with these guys for years, and Jeff's one of our guys at Sportsnet. Love Jeff, and he knew I loved Dr. Hook. So one day I show up, and there's this manila envelope from New York City on my doorstep. I'm like, what the heck is this? And I open it up, and that picture's in there. So
Jeff's great. Him on Daily Central. I'm a big fan of their platform.
Yeah, Jeff's amazing. Jeff's hockey brain is at another level. It's
crazy. And he gets clipped a lot, and people are like, I can't believe Jeff said that, blah, blah. Man, leave the guy alone. He's talking for an hour to 2 hours every day. And there's I think Jeff is fantastic, and he is greatly valued. He's doing a great job.
Absolutely.
Well, good luck on your book. Everyone should go get the next one at Amazon.com.ca, wherever fine books are sold, and it's the perfect. There's never been. I think it's going to revolutionize Halloween.
Yeah,
totally.
And Candy is last year. The next one is this year, and Ken will be at the AMG booth where you can get Gong Show Reloaded and a signed copy, probably on Saturday.
Yeah,
Ken will post it to social media.
I will
when he gets the deets down for that.
Yeah, guys, I enjoyed show and tell. This evolved into a show. That was a pleasure.
That's what we do. If you're ever bored on Friday nights, even though it's hockey season, that's all we do is show and tell. Friday nights with Phil at 9 p.m. If you're ever bored.
And when I see you at the expo, I hope you guys up with the book.
Yes, man.
I'll buy one. We'll get one signed. Thank you very much, Ken.
You get the Friends of Ken discount.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Free as
Bye,
a
Ken.
solid. See ya.
Thanks, man.
What a beauty that guy is, eh?
The best. Can't wait to hang out with him.
Well, I got really excited knowing that at some point on Saturday he'll be at the AMG booth and we'll be done with Rip Party, kind of our major responsibility. So I want to hang out there a lot, and we'll be there selling Expo exclusive edition of Gong Show Reloaded. So it'll be awesome. But what a fun convo, Phil, huh?
Yeah, I had a great time. Love Ken. He's be nice. He did ask us off air if he could co-host the podcast. We said we'd get back to him. You know, we're a little busy, but
Well, no, I know you're trying to protect his feelings, but we need to be fair. You said he could use 6-7 more years experience.
I was like, I don't know. You're kind of a cable guy. It doesn't really work on the internet.
Hey, I wasn't there. Did he ask about me?
No, actually, he did say, "Where's that third guy? What's his name again?" And we said, "It's Louis."
He said, "Oh, it's refreshing. He's gone." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh wow, ooh, jeez, Ken."
Yeah,
Going in-
smooth
no.
sailing. Yeah, it was smooth sailing with Ken.
I was kidding. Dude,
Yeah,
that
Louis
was the
has
best.
to have a real job, and sometimes you miss good stuff like this.
Yeah. No, it was so awesome listening to it, and everything. There was so much meat to that whole thing. But you know what? The best part was the end. Guessing cards.
Yeah,
And ripping a pack.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was fun.
so cool. Loved
It was a
it.
fun game.
Good job, you guys. That was awesome.
All right, well, that's our show for today. If you like the episode, please leave a rating, review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, you want to support us, you want to chat with Louis all the time. He's there all day. On the Hockey Cards Gongshow Discord server, please consider a $5 a month donation. Join our $999 support level tier on Patreon. The link is in the show description and our Instagram, TikTok profile. You can go to our website and search for Hockey Cards. No, you can go to our website, just click on Become a Patron, or search for Hockey Cards Gongshow on the Patreon website, patreon.com. Follow us on social media. We are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast is a production of Dollar Box Ventures LLC. Baba Louie, take us out.
Bye.
That was another Baba Louie Hobby Hot Take.
Yo, it's the Gong Show. We're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire. No holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show. Let's go, let's go. Wanna say them in show.